only patient. As soon as I start a live stream, I want to start talking. I want to get the thing rolling. But nobody on there. So sit chill. There you go. There's one of my notifications. I think the other one already went out. Tuesday night, and live streaming from Delaware Park tonight. Parking lot of Delaware Park. I just saw, well, I'm gonna wait and say somebody hops on there. Anybody on YouTube tonight at all? Holy shit. There we go. I got somebody popped in there. On there. Yeah, just literally minutes ago, I saw that. Wait. So, somebody's on there. What I was about to say is I literally just saw a video 2 minutes ago, actually on the way in here. Evidently, the New York City federal judge just said it was okay for them to pump 45,000. Hey, how you doing? 45,000 gallons of tritium, or water that's trenchiated, I guess is what they call it, I think. It's radioactive water. It's been in containment for a while. How you doing? What's that say? Why would I want to say that? I don't know. Seems like you're setting me up for something. Anyway, yeah, so they're dumping this stuff into the Hudson River. And it's got like a 12-year shelf, what do you call it, half-life, where once it goes in there, it's basically going to be contaminating the river, and 100,000 people get their drinking water from that area, right, in the water, in the river, from the river. And then you also got wildlife and shit. And meanwhile, it's still in containment, but they want to do something with the land there. They want to get rid of the reactor, and I guess money talks and horseshit walks. They don't care about 6, 7. What's that? What's that say? Because it's cool. Okay. All right. Who is that anyway? Can't see your name. Linux or something. How's everybody doing? Nah, not really, dude. I don't want to play with your pickle side. You're on the wrong channel. So anyway, now it's 41. Okay. Yeah, they're dumping freaking nuclear waste in the fucking river, and a judge says it's okay because someone lined his pockets. Why would that be okay? Because they can store that water for 12 years and it'll be at a half-life. It'll be nothing more than 12 years. If it's contained, it'll be like 50%. Right now it's like 100% radioactivity. It'll drop half-life. And the other 12, it would, so why don't they just try to get it the hell out of there without dumping it into that area and maybe smaller amounts? Yo, who's that? Let me look. I can't even see you. by that shit. You know, dumping that kind of radioactive waste. Nobody gives a shit all of a sudden. You can't hear? Ah, shit. You can't hear? Wait a minute. What you can do here on this, go over to the other one. I don't know if you can hear me. Wait a minute. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Can't find a fucking pen. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me at all? I don't have a pen. I'm going to write it on there. Go to the other channel, Legends and Tales of Josie Wales. If you can't hear me on the there's something wrong with my speaker or with my phone. I think you get it checked out. Wait a minute. Can you hear me? How you doing? What's the name? Fabrina Simplico? I don't know if it's being blocked by YouTube or messed with audio. I don't think so. I'm starting to think the phone's messed up. Someone else the other day said they couldn't hear me on this phone. And then the next day they could hear it. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with it. If you want, like I said, I don't know if you can even hear this. I was going to tell you to hop over to Legends and Tales of Josie Wales. As far as I know, that channel seems to be, the audio seems to be working. How you doing? Yeah, the weird thing is, they must not have sent out a damn notification for this. There's nobody under that channel, and they've done that to me before. Come on, YouTube, stop fucking me off, pissing me off. And I'm telling you what, we've been on there 10 minutes, not a single person hopped on over here. Why? Yeah, but they came in over there. Let's see. Hang on. I'm stopping and starting again. Hey, Will, hey, what's up? Yeah, I can't get the damn... Yeah, I was on there for 10 minutes on the other channel. I don't know if you can see that. I had nobody on there for 10 minutes, and this channel over here had 15 on there. I don't know. So I'm going to open the thing back up. Let's see if I can get it going again. Give me 1 minute. How you been, Will? I can barely hear it. Sound muffled. Something's wrong with the speaker. Wait 1 minute. Okay. Wait a minute. Alright. Alright, I'm going a lot. Wait a minute. Going live on the other channel. Well, Legends and Tales of Josie Wales. Jump over there. I'm doing good, dude. How you doing? Good to see you. I don't know what's wrong. It must be something with the phone, because literally I was on the phone earlier. The person said the same thing. Okay, now notification just went out for the other channel. See what happens now. Yeah, the other day I was calling somebody on the phone and they could hardly hear me. Something's wrong with my phone. I don't know if they're messing with it or I need a new. There you go. Can you hear me now? Is it 5x5, Will? Is it okay? Yeah, I don't know why, because before it was the other way around. You know what it is? I probably need a new phone. So how you doing, dude? Everything good? Cool. I was just talking about New York City. There was a report that up in the Hudson River is about to get contaminated, and the federal judge is going to let it happen. There's radioactivity they're going to dump in there from a reactor up there, and it's got like a 12-year half-life. In other words, they got 45,000 gallons of this radioactive tritium water, and they're going to end up putting it into the river because someone wants to get rid of it so they can start building something where the reactor was. It's a defunct reactor. So money talks and horse shit walks. They don't care that 100,000 people are going to be drinking radioactive water and the wildlife and everything else is going to be contaminated up there. You know, money talks. Yeah, it is. It's fucking. A federal judge says, yeah, go ahead, let them. It's because it's all about money, dude. It's all about money. You know, they don't care. And why are they picking right now to do that? We're like in the middle of almost a civil war and everything else. And they just decided, oh, well, we got to tear this old nuclear reactor down and just let all the water that's stored out. If they wait 12 years, leaving it stored, it'll be like at 50% strength. Another 12 years, it'll be 25% strength, they're saying. So half-life or whatever the hell you call it. So why not just let it be? Why even? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's depopulation. That's what I think it is. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way, for everybody. Sorry you guys couldn't hear me over the other one. Freaking crazy world we live in, you know. I was on here the other day and had a pretty good live stream there. But I think also, if I'm not mistaken, that day I had a problem with my audio, but eventually it fixed itself. So what's the weather like where you're at there, Will? You're up in PA. It's not too far from where I am. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, I think, or actually tonight even. I don't mind. It was kind of getting hot again. It was like 82 degrees this afternoon. Fucking A, give us some rain. Also, what's it say? Rainy? Okay. It's probably on its way down here. We'll probably get it about an hour or two. I figure, yeah, you're living up towards like Lancaster, or you're up near Chambersburg, Gettysburg, or up in that area or something like Hershey, Wormsley. Yeah, that's where you're from. I knew you were up somewhere. You're over near what's the name of that? That is not Wormsleyburg. Harrisburg. Isn't that right around? My dad used to take us up there. Harrisburg, yeah. And you know what's ironic about that? You're not very far from 3 Mile Island. I remember as a kid hearing about that. That's the last time I remember hearing anything in America that they were worried about nuclear radiation when it had a meltdown or partial meltdown or whatever. And I wonder how contaminated that still is up in there, you know. Remember hearing that one? Yeah, Wormsleyburg. Yeah. I was guessing that, what's that? Right across the river from Harrisburg. I guess they call it Wormsleyburg because after 3 Mile Island, that's all that'll live there is worms. Eating the dead bodies. Do you remember that, Will, when 3 Mile Island went bad? might be younger than I am, but it's 15 miles away. Okay. That's too close for comfort. What, Wormsleyburg or 3 Mile Island's 15 miles? Yeah, it was screwed up, man. I was just a kid, but I remember hearing about it. It was back in 1970, 75, something like that, 74. 7 years old. All right. I might have been a couple years older than you, maybe 10, but I was pretty young. Yeah, so I don't know why the fuck they think it's okay. Just dump that into the river, you know? And how much warning are they going to give them? I mean, they're talking about it now. I would let people get the fuck out of the area if they wanted. You don't have a right to just, you know, oh, we're just going to dump this, you know, tomorrow. Deal with it, you know? Fucked up. It's our own little personal Chernobyl happening over here, probably. Oh, you know the weird thing about Chernobyl? The word Chernobyl means, wait, hear this. What's it say? I was at my grandmother's place today, visiting and playing in the yard when that happened, 3 Mile Island. Huh. Yeah, Chernobyl means wormwood, believe it or not, in Russian. Wormwood's in the Bible, in Revelation, about contaminating the water and everything. It's right there in Revelation, so here we go. 77 or 78. I remember seeing a skit on Saturday Night Live. I think Dan Aykroyd was in it, or yeah, I think it was Dan, back in the day. Really ain't nothing funny about it. I mean, looking back at it, it could have been a lot worse. Anyway, I got people over here on the other channel, and somebody said they couldn't hear. Besides you, someone else said the same thing right before you came on. What does it say? March 28th, 1979, 3 Mile Island accident happened. Okay, well, I was older than I said it was. Let's see. I was about 13. No, I was older now. I was about 15 or 16, 17, right around there. 77. Sorry, 79. No, I was almost 17 years. Wait a minute, that's not right. Why am I having trouble doing math right now? I was born in 63, and that's 79. So that's 8. I'm just drawing a blank here. What the fuck? That's March 28th. Seemed like it was later in the year to me, like it was in summer. Oh, it's a long time ago. Huh. So anyway, here we are again now. Now they're purposely dumping radioactive water in fucking New York. Hudson River. Okay. Yes. Huh. I tell you one thing, it's fucking weird how quick time flies, isn't it? It doesn't feel like it's that long ago sometimes when I look back. But it went by fast, doesn't it? Hold up. Yeah, I try to get a hold of Tammy and get her on here, but I think I told her I was going on at 8 o'clock, and I didn't get on here until 9, so try Anyway, now we're right on the brink of frickin' World War III. Civil wars happening within our country. You know what's crazy? I was talking about this months ago. I said, powers that be they don't have any common sense to do. Oh, there she is. I was just talking about you, Tammy. Yeah, sorry. It took me a while to get up. I literally fell asleep, and it was like 8:30 almost when I got up. I ran over to Wendy's and got something to eat. I was just telling these guys that in New York right now, a federal judge just made it okay for them to dump 45,000 gallons of tritium or radioactive water basically into the Hudson River. And I just think it's fucked up. And then we were talking about when 3 Mile Island happened. But I mean, why would you just dump that? Because 100,000 people get their water from the Hudson River right in that area. So that makes, to me, no sense. But yes, it does in a way because it's depopulation. Everything they do is to kill a few more people, it seems like. You know? I hate to say it, but that's what it's looking like. What's that? Was Queen Slave? Is that what that says? What is that? Oh, what's up? Can you hear me, dude? I'm talking to the other channel. Let's your mom hide your phone. Oh. Yeah, her mom's got Alzheimer's, I think. That's why. Yeah, sorry about that. It's not my place to say that, but it is what it is, man. My brother, he would do something like that today. What's it say? Are you a vet? What do you mean, a veterinarian or a combat vet? What's it say? Said she didn't do it, like my ass off. She always tells you stuff like that. She didn't do it. I mean, every day you're telling me something else that you're not. What's it say? A veteran. No, but my father was in World War II, had a ship sunk out from under him. Oh, you're saying because I'm wearing this? No, but I honor the vets. My brother was a Vietnam vet, and my father was World War II. And I'm a patriot, you know, through and through. You know, that's why I'm wearing this. Doesn't have to be 4th of July, you know. Nah, you're incorrect there. What's it? Woodtox. Where are you from anyway? Thank you for saying so. Yeah, my dad was a hero. He had a ship sunk out from under him. He actually won a medal. They were trying to shoot back while the ship was going sideways, and a U-boat hit him. And they were trying to fight it still, even as they were going down. The ship was on fire. He was on a tanker that caught fire, and it was the middle of the night down the Caribbean. And basically, it was a frickin' mess. Hang on 1 minute, let me do something here. 1 second. Where's he at? Nope. There he is. Wait a minute. What happened there? Taking out the trash over here. troll over there. I was talking to him for a while. I don't know what his fucking deal was. Hello. How's everyone? Day been? Mine sucked early on. She didn't do it. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. If that's the worst that she does, is hide your phone or whatever, be glad. My brother, man, oh man, I had him flip out on me one time. Tried to tell me I stole his $200. He had Bose, earpod things before they were even popular. This is 10, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. They were a couple $100, maybe even more than 200. And he thought I stole them, right? And he's flipping out at me. And they were sitting right in front of him on a table. I'm like, what's your fucking problem, dude? So, I've been there in a way. I kind of know what you're talking about. So, wait a minute. I was going to send a notification out. What's that say? Yeah, it was terrible. It was, what are you saying, wow, about my brother or my dad? My dad's story is pretty interesting, though. I actually got to talk to somebody who's writing a book about German U-boats and happened to be wanting to know about the ship that they sunk, which was my dad's. Somehow, I can't remember how the hell I come across this guy. I saw an ad or something and responded. He was looking for survivors and whatnot. And I was able to tell him what I knew. I never did see the book. It's probably out there. I think his name was Eric. I can't remember his last name. I ought to look it up. And it's amazing what my dad went through. They were on a life raft for like 7 days, but there was another boat that was pulling my dad's on a line, and the people in the other boat had all the equipment. They had compass, sail, extra water. My dad's had very little, and they cut the rope and said, we'll go off ahead and we'll send help. Basically, they abandoned them. But the people that abandoned them, they were out for like 20 days. And my dad got rescued in, I think it was 7 days, by a Swedish freighter ship. What happened was they were down by Aruba, bringing fuel oil over to the RAF in England early in the war. A U-boat crept up and hit them. And what's that? I can't imagine how. Oh, shit, yeah. In the middle of the night, can't see nothing. Next thing you know, you're getting shelled. And the ship's on fire. They got all kinds of oil on the ship. It's a tanker. And torpedoed. And the newspaper article that my dad had clipped out afterwards, I was reading it, talks about a running gun battle they had with this sub. They tried to, they got hit, so they were trying to get away from it, and it was coming, so then they got in literally a shootout, and it took more damage, and it followed them. It just tracked them and took them out eventually. What's that? You know what? Wait a minute. I'm telling you, Tammy, if you wasn't laughing. Sometimes, yeah. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, exactly. Best thing you can do is laugh in a situation like that. I have a brother I took care of for years as mental problems. And like I said, he literally tried to accuse me of stealing his AirPods that were expensive as shit. And they were sitting on the table right in front of him. So I know exactly what she's saying. Yep, exactly. Sometimes it's better to laugh than to cry. You know? As a matter of fact, most times. Because, there's a time, like the song says, there's a time to laugh, was it the Byrds wrote that song? Better to be positive than negative, that's for sure. So anyway, just to finish up that story, my dad was rescued. His group of people that were on his boat by a Swedish freighter. The Swedes were neutral, and they were taken up to New York Harbor, and he got to call his mom, and then eventually and went back out to sea on another ship during World War II. Huh. Can you guys hear me at all now? I think the other channel is somebody on there. It looks like somebody's on there. Time to oh yeah, the bird song. Yes, it is. You're right. Hey Anna, how you doing? My uncle Marlon was part of the Battle of the Bulge during World War II. That's cool. That's not cool. It's honorable. You know, thank God people went over there and what's that? You doing good? That's cool. Yeah, it's lost history, dude. You know, I was always interested in that. I tried to remember it all. My older brother, he knows a lot more. He got a lot of the stuff that my dad had, like pictures and stuff. And my dad actually had like souvenirs from the war, I guess you call them, different things. He found a Nazi helmet on the beach. Near Sicily or something, the Battle of Sicily. Or, sorry, I think near Salerno, I think it was. Iwo Jima? Yeah, I know what you're trying to spell. I think, I might be wrong. I think Iwo Jima. I wonder if it's spelled, you're probably only a letter or two off anyway. My spelling sucks. I'm doing pretty good there, Anna. Hanging in there. Where are you from? Were you on my channel the other day? I was talking to an Anna a couple days ago, I thought. Where are you from? That was a pretty nasty battle too, Iwo Jima. You know, the Japanese were hardcore, man. They literally had to send people in who were hiding in caves and stuff on the islands, island hopping. And they literally had to burn them out of the caves with flamethrowers and shit. They were fighting to the end. They weren't giving up. I know one thing that when they dropped the atomic bomb, the first one, like a week or two prior to it, my mom had letters that my dad wrote, and he mentions, he doesn't say what, he says something big, some scuttlebutt, that something huge is about to happen, and they dropped the nuke like a few days later. Now he could have gotten in trouble for even writing that. He didn't know what it was, but they weren't telling, but everybody knew something big was in the works. Everybody on the ship, I assume. That letter's a piece of history. One of the things my older brother has, and a bunch of other stuff. Pisses me off. He's probably sitting somewhere collecting dust in a cabinet. It's like, if that was me, that shit would be in a museum, you know. Speaking of that, you know what I picked up the other day? I collect antique photography, and what's that? Hiroshima, Japan. Yep, that was the first one, and Nagasaki was the second one. Yep, Fat Boy and Little Man or something was the name of the bomb. Oh, yeah, I collect historical things myself. Photographs, Civil War. But I actually, let me go get it. I'm bringing it over. I'm going to put it in for safekeeping because it might have a pretty good amount of value to it. At least a few $100s, I would think. It's actually an early print of Teddy Roosevelt and his family. It's a famous picture. And they made multiple prints when they had it. And there's a lot of Roosevelts in the family. I think like FDR had like 24 cousins that, you know, were in, I don't know if they're all in politics or whatever, but there's a lot of copies out there of Roosevelt stuff. But hang on 1 minute, let me go get it. It's actually in my trunk. Give me 1 minute. Recognize this. It's pretty famous. It's called chromograph or something. It's colorized. In other words, it's black and white, and they somehow put color to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hard to tell. Here's Teddy Roosevelt right there, and I think it's Archie and Quentin, his two sons, are sitting on his lap, and Alice, she was pretty semi-famous during early part of the president's when he was in the White House. She had done, I think she was actually in magazines and different things, and Ethel, his wife, or Edith, I think. Ethel's the other daughter. But this thing, and then on the back, it's actually got from the period, which I think it might have came maybe out of a museum or possibly one of the Roosevelts owned this. It's got all the different things that talks about, wait a minute, picture taken at the Summer White House in Saginaw Hill in 1903. The fact that I thought it said something about the other White House. Basically, his two sisters, Corinne and Anna, used to talk to him, and let me put this away. It's making me nervous. I cracked this glass or something. I shouldn't have pulled this out. But basically, it's worth some bucks, but I don't know exactly how much. I got to get it looked at. Fix that in a minute. Wait a minute, who's that on there? Yo, what's up? How you doing, money? Yeah, I collect old photos, this historical stuff. How you been, bro? Yeah, I came across that. I bought it instantly. It could be worth a couple $100. It's obviously another print from the original, but they made a bunch of them, and it's from the Same photographer that did the original, the Tuck Brothers out of New York. They were pretty famous photographers at the turn of the century. Anyway, I don't know what maybe, and one other thing I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is kind of neat. It's called a tintype. If you guys can see that. Civil War era. This isn't a tintype per se. This is, people refer to them as tintypes. The cat's doing good, by the way. People refer to them as tintypes. This one is an ambrotype. It's on glass with a black background. It's a negative. Anyway, I collect them too. I collect all kind of old photos and shit. They're worth some money if you get the right ones. Yeah, it's pretty cool, dude. And I mean, I used to collect them for a lot of different reasons too. I can tell you exactly what year this was made, and even on the paper images, they had what was called carte de visite. They had little cardboard. When this got too expensive, they moved everything over. They started doing photography on something called a CDV. I could tell you what day of what year it was fucking photographed. People would be blown away. I wish I had one on me I could show you. And only some of them I could do that because, number one, every year the border on the thing changed, and I knew the different years with different patterns. They had like little designs on the cardboard, and then the photo was in there, and the thickness of the cardboard I could date it that way. But on the back, a lot of times there was a revenue stamp, and that was from 76. That was from 64 to 66 to pay for a Civil War effort. So, yeah, I tell you what, this kind of shit. I love this stuff. I stopped collecting for a while. Basically, I lost a lot of it because I fell behind financially, and I had to sell it off and whatnot. I still have some. Hang on one minute. You know what? Anybody on this? I don't even know if they can hear me over here. I was going to kill the other live stream.